Good morning. We're making some sausage for breakfast this morning. Some people want sausage and eggs. Some want sausage and waffles. I found a whole box of frozen waffles in the deep freezer the other day. So we're going to use those up this morning instead of breaking out the waffle maker.
Now let's try and build a vehicle.
Okay, the vehicle.
Okay, this is going to be the top part. Here's the other wheels. Here's the others. Look, Mama, he called it a fish.
Let's see, we need this one.
Then the human goes inside.
Just a minute.
Okay, now the human fire thing is on.
Okay.
I thought it was. Amazing. Get over here.
Alright, y'all, it is many hours later. We're about to start supper. Tonight, we're just gonna have fried chicken, a vintage cheesy broccoli and rice casserole, and corn on the cob. This is the corn that came from our friend's garden that we put in the freezer a few weeks ago. The cheesy broccoli and rice casserole is from a vintage Southern Living? Yeah, Southern Living Vintage Recipes magazine. So it's a recipe from the 50s. I'm pretty sure I put basmati rice in here. And I'm gonna go with regular long grain rice here. Is this basmati? I should have written on here what kind of rice I put in here. I think it's basmati. Anyway, we're gonna use long grain white rice for this. There's some pretty interesting ingredients in this vintage recipe. The fried chicken is brought to you by Walmart. It's already cooked and ready to go. We just have to heat it up in the oven or the microwave. I'm gonna heat it in the oven. Yeah, I went easy on the fried chicken. We'll try vintage fried chicken on a different day. All right, we're gonna preheat the oven to 350. We had another thunderstorm pass through this afternoon, but it's sunny out there now. It rained just enough though to make the ground all sloppy. I hate when that happens. The first thing we need to do is melt 2 tablespoons of butter. We're just gonna melt it in this bowl right here. We're gonna need 2 cups of shredded sharp cheddar, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna shred all of this cheese, and what we don't use we'll put in the refrigerator. My kitchen helpers are in there playing with Legos this afternoon. Since the thunderstorm came through, we couldn't go outside, so they started building Lego creations in there. So in here with the melted butter, we need 1 cup of breadcrumbs and 1 cup of the shredded sharp cheddar. We'll need 1 cup for later, so I'll just put my cheese in here and set it over to the side. And the rest of this I'll put in the refrigerator. I've made several different broccoli and rice casseroles through the years, but this one, it's completely different than all of those. The thing that's the most surprising is nutmeg. Nutmeg goes in here. That's what's surprising me the most. We don't need it yet though. We're gonna set this over to the side. Next, we need to bring 3 cups of chicken broth and 2 cups of milk to a boil in this pot back here. Oh goodness, I just got chicken broth everywhere. We'll go ahead and turn that on. I am making a mess. Hit my little spoon that I had in the breadcrumbs and they went everywhere. All right, 2 cups of milk. While this is coming to a boil, we're gonna chop an onion and melt some more butter in our skillet. So we're gonna put 4 tablespoons of butter in here. I went ahead and turned it on medium. And we're gonna get this onion in here. This one is definitely a lot more work than any of the other broccoli rice casseroles that I've ever made. You know, a lot of them, especially ones from the 80s and 90s and all that, use like cream of chicken soup or cream of mushroom something. Not this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and put these onions in here. So yeah, once I get this going good here, we'll go ahead and put that chicken on a pan and just put it in the oven for about 15 minutes. Okay, so we've got the onion. We're gonna slice up some celery. We need about half a cup. So we're gonna let the onions and celery cook for about 5 minutes. Still waiting on our chicken broth and milk to boil back there. When it does come to a boil, we're just gonna turn it off, but leave it on the heat and it'll stay warm until we're ready for it. We're gonna need 2 cloves of garlic, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these ready. Back over here with the onions and celery, we're gonna put some salt and pepper. They've been cooking now for about 3 minutes. We're almost coming to a boil back there with the milk and chicken broth. I've got to tell y'all while we're waiting on this, so y'all know, when the past few times we went to the mountains, we stayed at the Apple Valley Inn, and it smells like apples in there. I tell y'all about it every time. Like in the hallway, the rooms don't really smell like apples, but through the halls, it smells like apples. So I asked the housekeeping ladies before we left the last time, how do y'all get it to smell like apples in here? And she said that it was something that they put in their like air system or something. It blows through the vents, in other words. Well, Glade has a different apple scent out this year. Can't remember what it's called, but I'll pop it up on the screen. I don't remember seeing this. I know they've had apple scents before, but I think this is a different one. It smells just like the apple smell at the Apple Valley Inn. Is that what it's called? The Apple Valley Inn? Or the Inn at Apple Valley. Maybe it's the Inn at Apple Valley. Anyway, it smells just like it. So I got some of those, and whenever I go into a different room, like if the door's been shut, like the laundry room, I just walked in there and it smelled like that. Beautiful apple smells all throughout. It's wonderful. I got the pumpkin one too. I didn't like the pumpkin one as much as I did the apple one. That apple one is just great. Okay, we're ready to put the garlic in here. And we are coming to a boil back here with the milk and chicken broth, so I'm going to cut it off. And we'll just leave it there until we're ready for it. Okay, we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm shaking in a little bit of dried thyme, just about half a teaspoon. And we're going to slowly stir in the milk and chicken broth mixture. We're adding in the other cup of shredded sharp cheddar and 1½ cups of uncooked rice. Alright, now we're putting in ½ cup of sour cream and ½ cup of mayonnaise. Okay, I have a lot of dishes over here from this little casserole too. Let's go ahead and put in the nutmeg. It's just 1/8 teaspoon, so not a lot at all. There we go. I have this turned down to low now because once, when we put that rice in there, you need to turn it down or it will start burning that rice on the bottom. I'm just gonna carefully stir this around. And then we're gonna cover this with some aluminum foil, and it's going in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. And I'll put the chicken on in about 10 minutes. I'll let this get a 10-minute head start, and then we'll put the chicken in. A whisk might work a little better. Let me get a whisk. We might be able to really break up. Yeah, that's better. We can break up any of those bigger chunks of sour cream and mayonnaise that are still in there. We don't even put the broccoli in yet. We don't put it in until after the 25 minutes is up. Then we add the broccoli and the breadcrumb topping, and it goes back in the oven for about 3 minutes or so to brown the top.
Okay, I'll catch him today.
Okay, so I've got the chicken in the oven now. The casserole has almost 10 more minutes left on it before we need to add the broccoli, but I'm going to go ahead and chop this broccoli up a little bit because there are some really big pieces in here. And then when it's almost time to add the broccoli in, we're going to microwave it for just about 3 minutes. Y'all remember that time we vacuum sealed broccoli? Caution, do not vacuum seal broccoli. It stunk so bad. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my corn in right here. Okay, looking good. Alright, we're going to stir in the broccoli. Now we sprinkle the cheese and breadcrumb mixture all over the top. And it's going back in the oven uncovered for about 6 or 7 minutes. And then if it's not browned enough on top, I'm going to put it on the top rack, so it should be browned enough. But if it's not, we'll turn the broiler on for just a minute or two to brown it on the top. Real quick, Titus is about to eat his breakfast and head out. I wanted to wait for him to tell y'all our opinion of that cheesy broccoli rice last night. You're gonna be surprised. Yeah, he was home
really late, so probably about 9 o'clock last night before I got done working. We didn't really like it.
I didn't like the nutmeg in there, and to me it didn't have a lot of flavor. Besides, I just tasted the maybe if I hadn't known the nutmeg was in there.
We just try to be honest with you about things. I mean, we definitely don't want you to make something if we don't think it tastes good. I mean, we just try to be honest with you.
I feel like that one should probably stay in the 50s, you know.
We bring that back.